Online shopping is close to claiming another casualty. The famed Macy's department store is undergoing a big downsizing effort, but will it be enough? CGTN's Terrett reports.
Whenever I think of Macy's, I think of three things. Number one, Miracle on 34th Street, the Hollywood Christmas movie that is set here and is a real family favorite. Number two is the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, which happens every November right here at the junction of Broadway and 34th Street, where Macy's is headquartered. And the third thing is the store itself. It is a real New York landmark. It is one of the biggest single stores in the world, with 2 million square feet over 10 floors. But just to show you how big this complex is, follow me now from Broadway all the way down to 7th Avenue, which is the other side of this vast building.
I'm heading west along the famous 34th Street.
Macy's windows, famous the world over for the amount of effort that goes into making these as beautiful as possible. This one's for Valentine's Day.
I'm picking my way through the crowds, enjoying New York's mild winter.
And here we are on 7th Avenue. As New Yorkers say, Macy's is the store that takes up a whole city block.
But Macy's is in trouble. Stiff competition from the internet has damaged this giant store and its many branches all over the country.
As if to emphasize the point, I found this book on our bookshelf in the newsroom. It's about department stores. There's a picture of Macy's. And the author writes, "Nothing charts the rise of organized retail quite like the department store, where innovators and empire builders have created magnificent bazaars and emporiums in cities from New York to Paris." It's all well and good. But what went wrong at Macy's?
Alan Adamson has a pretty good idea. He says Macy's put off taking the really tough decisions for far too long.
By the time they realize it's time to change, sales are dropping, they're bleeding money, and all they can do is cut expenses. They can't innovate and reinvent themselves.
Macy's gets it now, though. It's recently announced 125 stores. That's 1/5 of all of them around the country will close. 2,000 jobs are to be axed, and the corporate headquarters in Cincinnati, Ohio, in the Midwest, shuttered. The CEO says the changes we're making are deep and impact every area of the business, but they are necessary. I know we will come out of this transition stronger, more agile, and better fit to compete in today's retail environment. Of course, Macy's is not alone in this. Rival department stores are going through tough times as well.
It's a big challenge for brick and mortar business because they have buildings and real estates, and you can't double click and eliminate that. You own that. And so often when they innovate, they have to say, well, how do we reimagine this big store when the big store may not be the right place to start?
Macy's is really two businesses, the inventory it keeps in stores and the customer experience. It's tough to attract the best people to work in an ailing business. One way forward may be the Bonomos model, where customers try on clothes in the store to get the right color and fit, but the garment arrives in the mail the next day.
A smaller experience that's not inventory related, that might be a way future, but it certainly will not be the same store, just fewer of them.
In other words, a miracle on 34th Street, please, and we're not talking about the movie this time. Terrett, CGTN, New York.